Imagine you are drifting through the outer solar system. The sun behind you is no longer warm. It is just a bright star among thousands, cold and indifferent. The darkness out here is different, heavier, as if space itself is holding its breath. And then you see it, a world wrapped in gold. Not the cold gray of our moon, not the rust red of Mars. This world glows, amber and burnt orange, swirling with haze so thick you cannot see the surface. It looks alive. It looks almost familiar. You move closer, and that's when something starts to feel wrong. The clouds don't move the way clouds should. The rivers you can barely make out beneath the haze don't catch the light the way rivers do on Earth. The shorelines are real, undeniable, unmistakable, but they border something dark and still and utterly unlike water. This is Titan, the largest moon of Saturn, and it is the most Earth-like place in the entire solar system. But here's the problem. Everything that makes it look like Earth would kill you before you could take a single breath. Before we descend any further, you need to understand what you are actually looking at. Most people think of Titan the way they think of our moon, a small, quiet rock orbiting a planet. Something secondary, something minor. That assumption is completely wrong. Titan is larger than the planet Mercury. Let that settle for a moment. A moon, orbiting Saturn, larger than an entire planet. If Titan were orbiting the Sun instead of Saturn, we would call it a planet without hesitation. But size is only the beginning. Titan is the only moon in the solar system with a dense, complex atmosphere. Not a thin wisp of gas clinging to bare rock. A true layered sky, with weather systems, seasonal cycles, and atmospheric pressure 1.5 times greater than Earth's surface pressure. You could walk on Titan without a pressure suit. The gravity is low, about 1/7 of Earth's. The sky above you would be orange, permanently hazy, and so thick with nitrogen that it would filter the already faint sunlight into something dim and amber and deeply unsettling. And Saturn itself looms in that sky. Vast, ringed, close enough to feel personal. A planet so enormous that 1,000 Earths could fit inside it. And Titan is just one of its 146 known moons, the crown jewel of an entire kingdom of worlds. Now imagine you have descended. You are standing on the surface. The first thing you notice is the silence. The wind is slow, barely a breeze, but the sound it makes moving through that thick atmosphere is low and strange, almost like breathing. In front of you is a lake. Dark, perfectly still. No reflection, no shimmer. And this is where things become truly terrifying. That lake is not water. It is liquid methane, at a temperature of -179 degrees Celsius. Cold enough that your blood would freeze before the signals of pain reached your brain. Cold enough that the rocks beneath your feet are made of water ice so hard and dense they behave exactly like granite. The rain that falls from those orange clouds above you, methane. The rivers that carved those beautiful, winding valleys over millions of years, methane. The vast dark seas near the poles, some as large as the Caspian Sea. Liquid methane and ethane, pooled in basins sculpted by erosion and time. But that's not the worst part. The ground itself is coated in something. A layer of dark, reddish-brown material called tholins, complex organic molecules that rain continuously out of Titan's upper atmosphere, produced when sunlight and cosmic radiation break apart nitrogen and methane and force them to recombine into something new, something intricate, something that has been building up for billions of years. The building blocks of life, raining from the sky, on a world where no life should exist. You might think you understand Titan by now. A frozen world, methane lakes, organic chemistry. You don't. Not yet. Because beneath that frozen surface, beneath the ice pebbles and the methane rivers and the ancient dunes, there is something that no one expected. A liquid water ocean. Salty, deep, completely sealed beneath layers of ice and rock. Never touched by sunlight. Never exposed to the sky above. A buried sea that has possibly existed for billions of years, kept liquid by the tidal forces of Saturn's immense gravity, pulling and flexing Titan's interior like a hand squeezing a ball, generating just enough heat to keep water liquid in the deep dark. And then Titan's atmosphere throws another surprise at you. Near the surface, the winds are gentle. But high in the upper atmosphere, something strange is happening. The winds are moving faster than Titan rotates, superrotating, circling the entire moon in the wrong direction relative to the surface below. Scientists call it superrotation. What causes it exactly is still not fully understood. Every layer of Titan reveals a new contradiction, a new complexity. a new reason to keep looking. For most of human history, Titan was just a smudge of light near Saturn. Beautiful, mysterious, unreachable. That changed on January 14, 2005. A small probe named Huygens, released from the Cassini spacecraft, entered Titan's atmosphere and began to fall. It had traveled for 7 years across nearly 1.3 billion kilometers to reach this moment. Scientists on Earth held their breath. No machine had ever descended through an outer planet moon's atmosphere before. No one knew if Huygens would survive. No one knew what it would find. It took 2.5 hours to reach the surface, and the images it sent back changed everything. A floodplain, rounded ice pebbles smoothed by the flow of ancient liquid. A horizon that looked, for one surreal moment, like a beach somewhere on Earth. The evidence of rivers. The evidence of rain. The evidence of an active, living weather system operating continuously on a world a billion kilometers from the sun. Over the 13 years that followed, the Cassini orbiter mapped Titan's surface using radar, cutting through the haze to reveal lakes, seas, river networks, dunes, and mountains of water ice. Titan was not a dead, frozen rock. It was a world in motion. A world with seasons, each one lasting 7 Earth years, that drove methane storms powerful enough to reshape its surface in days. And now NASA is preparing to go back. A mission called Dragonfly, a rotorcraft lander, essentially a drone the size of a car, is scheduled to arrive at Titan in 2034. It will fly through that amber sky. It will land, sample, and take off again. It will search for chemical signatures of life, or the conditions that could create it. The search is not over. It is only just beginning. Titan is a mirror. Not a perfect one, distorted, dark, and frozen at the edges, but a mirror nonetheless. When scientists look at Titan's chemistry, they see compounds similar to those that appeared on Earth 4 billion years ago, before life rewrote our planet's atmosphere. Before biology took over and changed everything. Titan is what we were, perhaps, before the spark. And that raises a question that no one can answer with certainty. If the chemistry is there, the organic molecules, the liquid solvent, the energy from Saturn's tides, the shelter of a thick sky, is it possible that something, somewhere in Titan's methane lakes or hidden ocean, found a way? Not life as we know it. Not life that needs oxygen or sunlight or liquid water. But life built on different rules. An entirely alien biology, using methane the way we use water, breathing hydrogen the way we breathe oxygen. We don't know. And that uncertainty is not a frustration. It is the most profound invitation the universe has ever extended to us. For all of human history, we looked up and assumed Earth was the exception. The special case. The one place in an empty universe where the conditions aligned, where chemistry became biology, where biology became thought. Titan whispers that we may have been wrong. Not every world that holds the ingredients will ignite. Not every ocean will produce something that looks back at the stars and wonders. But the ingredients are out there, further than we imagined, in places stranger than we allowed ourselves to believe. And the universe is far more generous than we gave it credit for. Titan does not need us to visit it to be extraordinary. It has been extraordinary for billions of years. Patient, complex, waiting in the amber dark while we slowly built the tools to find it, understand it, and finally, perhaps, ask it the right question. Titan is proof that the universe builds worlds in ways we never predicted, and that our solar system still holds destinations we haven't fully explored. If this journey changed the way you see what's out there, subscribe. The next destination is already waiting.